suppose you could say I was the proverbial band geek. Through college, I studied music, mostly music theory, and I realized early on I wasn't a good enough player to actually make my living playing music, but I wanted to be in the music industry. Manley Labs started within another company building high-fidelity products, and in 1989, we started building microphone preamps. So all of a sudden, we were in the pro audio arena. And then we built limiters and equalizers and microphones, and it all just blossomed from there. The genesis of the Variable Mu came from a Danish broadcast limiter called a DISA, which also was an all-tube limiter, and I think that was one of the most attractive things about it. There's something really euphoric and natural sounding about vacuum tubes, and the Variable Mu in particular just has this cohesiveness about it where if you've got a little bit of a ragged sounding mix, the whole thing comes together with Variable Mu. It gives the music a big hug.
The Manley Variable Mu is different from other compressors. Number one, the way it functions, it's more like a Fairchild 670. It's a soft compression, but adds kind of a unique distortion. It really kind of helps glue a track together for me.
We were a long time holdout to the whole plug-in community. You know, people ask us for, the last decade or more, come on, when are you doing a Manley plug-in? It was only after working with UA on the Massive Passive plug-in, we knew that they were the only guys we could ever let emulate a Variable Mu. Emulating a compressor is very difficult because you have different distortion products happening at different levels and you need to be doing that all the time. It's just not a static state thing like an equalizer is. When I first heard the Variable Mu plugin in the studio, I was amazed on an A/B test how difficult it was to tell the two apart. I heard more differences in the converters than I heard between the plugin and the actual hardware piece. In fact, sonically, I don't really think you can tell them apart.
The first thing that I noticed about the plugin is that it gives you that same warmth that the hardware unit does, especially like on a vocal, for instance. Helps it to sit right there in the mix, right in front of you. That warm, kind of low mid, it really accentuates.
It's something almost indescribable that there's no other unit in the world that has done that magical trick that the Variable Mu does.